Madeline, is it true that your boyfriend is a doctor? I was hearing that from a few of the other workers today.
Ruby, you heard about that from them?
I knew it was true then. What is with this, gosh dang it? I love to gossip about other people's love lives. So, next time when you go out telling people, make sure to include me. I'm sure you weren't trying to hide any of this from me, right?
Well, no, but this isn't something that everyone in the whole company needs to hear about.
Huh? Why not, though? You have a boyfriend who's a doctor now, making your future very safe. You should be going around the office bragging about something like that, right?
Well, I'm sure that my boyfriend's a very amazing man and all that, but I don't think he's the kind of guy that I need to be bragging about here.
Huh? What the heck? You telling me that you're trying to be some modest woman now? If I were you, I'd be bragging every which way around here. So, where did the two of you end up meeting?
You could call him a friend of one of my friends from college. They were nice enough to introduce me to him and such.
What? I should have known you had someone to show you to him. But man, I don't have anyone around me that could show me to some kind of doctor who wants to date. Everyone in my group is below me.
Well, I'm sure that not many people are friends with doctors on such close levels. If you keep thinking that everyone's below you, you'll miss the right man for you, right?
Huh? What the heck? Are you trying to act like my mom right now, telling me crap like that? Well, good for you. You have yourself a doctor for a boyfriend now. You feel like you're above me now, so of course you'd try to give me some insight.
I'm not trying to act above you or anything. I'm just trying to recommend that you treat those in your group with a bit more respect. And if you do that, instead of saying they're below you, you might have a better chance at finding someone to date. I think you're the only one that's acting above everyone else now.
What? There's no way. I know that the truth is you have to have amazing people around you to introduce you to even more amazing people. Right? And since I need myself someone amazing to show me around, can you introduce me to your boyfriend?
Huh? What do you mean by that?
I mean exactly what I said. Introduce me to your boyfriend. Then he will be able to show me to one of his single doctor friends.
Oh, that's what you mean.
What? Did you get all worried there for a second? Were you getting scared that I might come and steal your boyfriend from you? Stop that, please. I would never do something like that to anyone.
That doesn't seem very authentic of you, though.
Does this mean you're talking about Allie? Well, about that, it just happens that her boyfriend fell in love with me. I didn't do anything to take him from her.
Is that so? I'm sorry, but I don't really trust you on that one yet. Well, it's over now, so I shouldn't ask you any more about it.
Anyway, show me to your boyfriend, please. I only have so much time left before I need to get married, okay?
Hold on, though. Whatever happened with you and Allie's ex? Weren't you dating him?
I'm over him now. He wasn't making that much money compared to a lot of other people. And I just never saw him getting anywhere else in life. So, I want to find someone better to jump onto.
What? That right there is terrible, Ruby. After taking her boyfriend from her, you just went and dumped him after a few months? And saying that you want to jump onto someone else now? Don't you think that what you've done has caused a lot of harm for others already?
Why are you asking me all of these things? Wait, was she some kind of friend to you? Well, I'll just tell you now that I didn't mean anything bad by doing that. This is a world where love is the most powerful emotion, right? If she wanted to keep him around with her, then maybe she should have tried harder to show her love for him, right?
I'm not saying anything like that. I just think that what you've done to someone like her was not okay. And that I feel bad now that you didn't even hold on to her ex
You're kind of crazy, Madeline. You're a bit scary as well. If you keep talking like that about other people's situations, you're going to die young. I can see already that you're stressing over things like that. And those wrinkles on your face aren't receding anytime soon. So be careful.
Whatever. Either way, I am not showing my boyfriend to you. Just try your best to go out and find a high-level man that you think would be interested in you.
Huh? Well, if you say so. All right. I'll do everything in my power to find my high-level man. Now that I think about it, are you okay, Madeline? There hasn't been anything else upsetting you, right? I think by this point you can say something to the police about him.
Please do. Allie, you've been worried about me? Thank you. But look, I'm feeling a lot better now. He's started to slow down a bit recently, so I think I can begin to relax again.
Is that so? Thank goodness. But make sure not to be negligent of what he can do. You've already started to get ready to move into your man's house now, right?
Yeah, I've already gotten everything packed up. I actually plan to move to his place tomorrow.
That fast, huh? Perfect. If you have anything you need my help with, just ask. I have a lot of time on my hands, so I can be there anytime. Like tomorrow, I can be over there right after work to help out.
Thank you. I'm sure if I have anything for you, I'll ask. When I do, you'd better be here.
Sure thing.
Also, now that we're talking a bit here, there's something else I should mention. Ruby was at the bus stop that I get off at normally a few days ago.
Why the hell is she going to your bus stop now? Please don't tell me that she's really trying to get to your boyfriend that badly.
Well, I think that's what she's been up to.
But why does she know about your boyfriend? I thought everyone was keeping that a secret from her.
Well, apparently a week ago she was listening in on a conversation that a couple of other workers were having, and she was able to hear something about him.
Wait, what? What the hell is wrong with her? Does she not have anything else she could be doing besides stealing people's boyfriends? She needs to learn to go out and find a man of her own instead of taking ours.
She really does. And what do you think she said to me back then? She told me that love is the strongest emotion in the world, but she never seems to have it herself.
The hell does she think she's talking about? She's probably never loved someone in her life, that thieving whore.
Exactly. But at least after what she'd done to you, you found yourself a better man and are happy, right?
That's right. I'm very happy now with my new boyfriend. And that's why I don't give a crap about Ruby or my screwed-up ex. But hearing that she's still trying to steal other people's boyfriends just makes me feel all angry inside again.
Well, I can understand that. But to be honest, your ex is also very lucky, because after being stolen from you by her, she ended up leaving him as well.
What the heck? Oh, thank goodness for that. I'm sure that in my ex's case, he wasn't really into her anyway either. And was more or less just bored with me and wanted to try something different. That's how a lot of men are. And why they are stolen by that freak so easily. I should really thank Ruby, actually, for taking that guy out of my life.
Right? Any man that's able to slip up and be taken away that easily is far too dangerous to keep around. And that's probably why Ruby has gotten so far invested in her game, is because there are a lot of men willing to jump ship for her out of boredom. But what's crazy is that she seems to do it out of jealousy more than actual love.
Oh, she's just that type of idiot girl. She keeps that game up, she'll never truly be happy with whatever man she's with. All the men she ends up taking are cruddy themselves. Listen to me dissing Ruby and my ex like this.
But you're right about what you're saying. That ex of yours, just like a lot of other men, really did seem like the type to mess around with other women.
Jeez.
She asked me to introduce her to my boyfriend. But do you actually think I'd do something like that with the history she has?
Would ever introduce their boyfriend to her? That's just her way of getting ready to steal him from you, right? But I know that your boyfriend isn't the type to leave you for her.
I doubt he would. He's seen a lot of women like her that are all into men's money, but he hates all of them.
In this day and age, there are all kinds of women like Ruby, actually, that are only into men for their money.
Right? They might all look cute, but everyone knows their goals.
I guess Ruby really is the type to keep on stealing other men because those who actually have money will never settle for her. And if they did, I wonder what would happen.
Well, anyway, if something between her and I happens again, I'll let you know.
Madeline, were you planning on getting married to your boyfriend? In other words, you and him are engaged?
What are you talking about right now? Ah, you're right. He and I are engaged to one another, but we only just got engaged recently, so...
Is that so? Well, then I'm seriously sorry about what's happened. I might have accidentally stolen another man again.
Huh? What are you really talking about here?
Well, I've just gotten engaged to the man you've been together with. I really am a pain in all you guys' butts now, aren't I? I've once again gone and stolen another man from you older women at work. I'm so sorry.
Huh? What are you actually going on about right now, Ruby? I really don't think you've stolen my man from me.
I understand the feeling of not wanting to grasp the scary reality that's in front of you. But him and I are going to have a gorgeous wedding that costs hundreds of thousands of dollars. I'm jumping for joy right now thinking about it.
This isn't about me grasping reality or not.
But this is the truth, so you're going to have to get real about it. And so I'll tell you once more. I'm sorry, but I've stolen your doctor fiancé from you. But I am thankful that an old woman like you would be willing to give him to me without fighting at all.
Are you certain that that's really my boyfriend that you've taken? And actually, where did you first run into him?
I met him right in front of your house. Don't you remember running into me at the bus stop near your house when we both looked the other way from one another?
Well, you seemed pretty upset to see me back then, Ruby.
Well, after running into you like that, I thought I'd take a trip over to your house. And so I followed you home.
That right there is you telling me you're a stalker, then. Why didn't you just talk to me more if you had something to say?
Well, I just didn't want to deal with you at the time. But after following you to your house, I was able to write down where it was before going home myself. I had other plans, so I couldn't do anything on that day.
This is a really odd story. So you stalked me to find my house and then wrote down the address to come back another time? That sounds like the making of a criminal.
Don't call me something like that. But hey, because I was able to come and find your house, I was able to meet your boyfriend later on. And I heard you and him got into a fight. How awful. You kicked him out of the house and everything.
Huh? I don't ever remember a thing like that with my boyfriend, though.
Well, he was just standing there in front of your house, pacing back and forth. And so I went up to him and asked what had been happening. That's when he told me you got into a fight with him and kicked him out of the house. And right then and there, I picked him up and took him home with me.
I see what's going on now.
All I had to do was be a little kind to him, and he immediately came running after me. So now, I'll be taking him as my boyfriend. Thank you so much for giving me your fiancé and doctor.
And thank you very much as well. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, because that man was a complete bother to me.
Stop trying to be all tough about this. I'm sure that you're shocked by all of this and are finding it hard to catch a breath. Sorry. A young and beautiful woman like me can never lose to an old hag like you.
No, I'm seriously thankful for what you've done. That man has been stalking me for months now.
Huh? What do you mean?
That guy's been following me everywhere for the past few months now. I had been trying to tell the police about him, but I've had little evidence. And so I moved out of my old house and am living in my fiancé's home. Actually, it was the day of me moving into his house that he proposed to me.
Wait a second. What do you mean? I haven't ever been over to his house yet, but...
That guy you're with probably doesn't even have a job right now. And if he does, he's probably working minimum wage and stalks all kinds of women daily. I think me being a bit too nice to him before is what got him so interested in me. He was the cashier at a gas station I stopped at, and maybe he's a sucker for nice women.
You're lying, right? But he's a doctor.
Did he say that? Well, that's a blatant lie. Probably just said that to get you to fall in love with him. Telling you he works an amazing job that was all too easy for him, right? Just like you'd done when you took Allie's boyfriend from her. Well, good luck, because he's been a really persistent stalker with me.
This is all lies. You're just trying to get me all worked up now because you're a sore loser, right? Him and I have already handed in our marriage paperwork to the city office and everything now. And I was planning on becoming a housewife and already told the company I quit.
Wait, what? Sucks for you. Well, I'm sure you'll know very soon if I'm telling the truth or not.
Wait. If you're actually telling the truth, then I'm actually screwed, right? I've already started talking about having a wedding with him.
Well, it's your fault for thinking you can just steal other people's boyfriends like that. But you both like to stalk other people, so I think you'll be a great couple. Maybe try your best to save up whatever money the two of you can for that expensive wedding. I hope that a whore like you gets whatever happiness is left for you after what you've done to people. After that, Madeline was able to distance herself a bit from Ruby and had an amazing wedding with her husband, and was then able to leave her job and become a housewife. There she was able to begin the dream she had always been chasing after. Never had to really look back at the past that Ruby had been trying so hard to keep her in. I'd say that this time, Madeline really did dodge the worst bullet anyone could be hit by, and she did so without even getting a scratch in the end. But as for Ruby, she was not willing to marry the stalker anymore, as she began to learn very quickly that he was going to be more than just a burden on her shoulders. Before the wedding could even begin, he was saying creepy things to Ruby, that even for a girl like her who had very little brain cells began to really turn her off, and so she ended up canceling the wedding with him. However, she wasn't going to get away without paying the cancellation fee, and so went into extreme debt with all of the loans she had to take out. And it wasn't just the cost of canceling the wedding that she had to pay either, as the stalker also asked that she pay him back for breaking their engagement promise with one another. And if she didn't, he'd make sure she never got to see the end of things between them. So it's going to be a long time before Ruby can pay off all the loans she's taken out. And I'm sure that'll keep her anchored in the hell she asked for. And as for there being anything to force both Ruby and Madeline to be around each other, there is nothing, as the both of them have left their jobs at the office, so neither one of them will ever have a chance to talk to one another anymore. Therefore, not many people really know about what's happened to Ruby after going into such terrible debt and running off. It's funny to think that she got off so much to making other women feel horrible by stealing their boyfriends, but is now feeling the worst after getting what she'd asked for. I'm at least sure that now men are no longer on the mind of Ruby, as she tries to find a way out of the hell she's fallen into. And that's okay, because no man, or woman, would ever want to have someone like Ruby chasing after them, because we all know now that she's bringing nothing but bad news with her. Heidi, I really need to talk to you. It's actually rather important, so you better reply straight after you get this message from me. I just asked Harrison what's going on with you. You know, because I'm nosy. Is it true that you're now living at home? Since when was there any need for you to move back into your parents' house? I thought independent women were supposed to live by themselves. Okay, Brooke, I get what you're saying. You don't need to make such snide comments towards me. What's up? I know we only met face-to-face the other day, so I guess we're still trying to figure each other out. Just please continue to look after Harrison and support him. Oh, please, Heidi, there's no need to digress right now. I know that you're trying to avoid having this conversation with me. Look, don't you think you're a little old to be moving back into your parents' house? You're in your 40s. Can't you live on your own? I'm shocked that someone would do this to themselves. Okay, yes, it's true that I now live at my parents' house, but what's the problem with that? A lot of people still live with their parents until they can afford to get a house. You do know that every family has different circumstances, including ours, okay? Look, I'm taking care of my mother right now. What is it that you wanted to ask, Brooke? Is there a point to this conversation that you want to have? What? You're actually taking care of your mother? But isn't she a ball of energy normally? I thought that she was healthy and, well... Did you forget about all of this when we met face to face the other day? My mother's in a wheelchair, Brooke. She can't move sometimes without help. There are times when nursing care is necessary, and my father isn't the type to help with anything like this. He's useless. It's like he almost doesn't care about Mom. Well, my father-in-law works a lot, so of course he can't help your mother out. That just can't be helped. I mean, at least he's providing financial support. Huh? What on earth are you talking about? What job are you referring to exactly, Brooke? Since when are you taking sides in this? Well, he's probably going to work since you're unemployed, aren't you, Heidi? A woman in her 40s that's unemployed and lives with her parents? You know that's not great, right? You probably exploited your own parents. I wouldn't be surprised if you did that. Excuse me? I get that it's not a great situation to be in, but I'm not exploiting my own parents. What the heck, Brooke? I'm just trying to help them. If you're so worried about me doing something, there's really no need to worry or think anything bad about the situation. We all get along pretty well as a family, although my father does make me feel a little bit anxious at times, but he's been like that forever. Okay, well, I better tell you what's going on. Have you heard that we're all going to be living together under the same roof? Whoa, back up a little bit there, Brooke. What's that supposed to mean? What do you mean by living together? Are you moving in here? Once me and Harrison get married to each other, we're all going to live together in your parents' house. We need to live somewhere, you know. I really thought that someday that house would be mine, and then you suddenly show up and start living there out of the blue. I don't get why you're there, because it's just ruining all of my future plans with Harrison. I haven't heard a word of you both living together here. I had absolutely no idea that you were planning that. Harrison hasn't talked to me or our mother. Since when was it okay for you both to make these sorts of decisions without telling anyone or even asking for my parents' permission? I don't know what you're talking about, Heidi. I mentioned it to your father, and it sounds like he's okay with it. Wait, what? You talked to my father about this? What about my mother? How come she doesn't know? What's going on here? Of course I talked to your father. I needed to tell somebody, and I was definitely not going to approach your mother first about it. That house belongs to my father-in-law, okay? I think we all know that much. If my father-in-law says it's okay, then it's okay, all right? That's why I'm only telling you now about our decisions, since we've only talked to your dad. We've already decided to move in together starting next month. Wait, you're moving in next month? But next month starts next week. That's so soon. Even though you've suddenly decided to do this, my father hasn't talked to us about it. You do know that there won't be enough room for everyone, right? It's going to be a tight squeeze. Well, the whole reason why I'm messaging you now is so that I can tell you to move out, okay? The easiest thing to do is for you to leave, all right? Brooke, maybe you should actually keep your mouth shut, because you can't just tell me to leave my parents' house, okay? If you intend on being rude to me, you'll regret what you said later on. You won't be able to take back what you just told me to do. Oh, I don't really care about what I say to you, Heidi, because in reality, there's nothing that you can do about it. So stop preaching about how I should talk. We've already made our decision. Harrison and I will live in that house together whether you like it or not. Besides, who cares if we have to throw out a 40-year-old single woman who lives in rags onto the street? You'll just have to find a way to earn money. You know that if you become more independent, you might actually meet someone that you can get married to. Wouldn't that make life easier for you? That's not something that you can tell me what to do on. You've got no right to say something like that to me. You obviously don't understand my situation. Besides, who's going to take care of my mother if I'm going to be kicked out of my own house? Why would she need to be taken care of? Does she really need that much care? Surely she can do things on her own, right? You do know that it's not just me saying that, so I'll be able to stay in the house. She really needs the care, Brooke. That is absolutely necessary. I've not heard a thing about my younger brother and his soon-to-be rude wife wanting to get married and then move in here. I feel like this is a stab in the back. And now I'm being asked to leave even though my mother is bound to her wheelchair. She needs a lot of help. Okay, calm down, Heidi. I just thought of something good that we can do. Why don't both you and your mother move out so that you can take care of her? Wait, what did you just say? Are you kidding me right now? Are you telling me that my mother should move out as well as me? Yes, that seems like the better option for everybody. It'll be just like killing two birds with one stone. You can still take care of your mother, and we can move in with fewer problems. If my mother-in-law stays with us, we won't benefit from that at all. We'll almost be her slaves if she can't move without a wheelchair. I think the best thing for everyone is for you and your mother to move out and never come back. You can both suffer with each other. Okay, I've had more than enough crap from you, Brooke. Cut it out. This isn't going to happen, not by a long shot. There's no way you can kick Mom out of her home. Hey, I can do what I like. Besides, my father-in-law really likes me and wants to make sure I get everything I need, so he'll do anything for me. Wow, how does it feel to know that your father likes his own daughter-in-law more than his own flesh and blood? Pretty crazy, right? Okay, I'm not letting this happen. I'm going to talk to Harrison about this mess. I'm sure that he wouldn't want his mother on the street. He's not that horrible. So when was I going to find out that both you and Brooke will be living in our parents together? What is going on here?
Huh? What are you on about? Didn't Dad tell you what's going on? I guess he forgot to tell you about what's happening.
I'm trying to have a serious conversation with you, Harrison. This isn't funny. Brooke is telling me things that I haven't been told. Brooke told me and Mom to leave the house so that you can both move in and live there without any worries. Is that true?
Oh, really? That's what Brooke said. Don't you think it would be better that way so then everyone gets what they want?
Excuse me? What are you even saying? Is this some kind of insane prank you're pulling? I honestly wouldn't put it past you, Harrison. Do you think that kicking your own sister and mother out of their house is a good idea? Do you really want to do that to us?
Look at you, Heidi. You're over 40 years old, not married, and living at home, basically doing nothing. This is for your own good. Do you really think it's that painful that something like this is happening to you? You have to stand on your own 2 feet at some point in your life.
What on earth are you talking about, Harrison? I know how to stand on my own 2 feet. How dare you? Who I am has got nothing to do with what you're trying to pull. Whatever happens to me, I don't care, but what you're doing to our mother, are you really going to let that happen? Do you really want to kick her out of the only house she's known for a long time? She's in her 60s and can hardly walk on her own. Why do you want to do this to her?
But Dad has said that it was okay for us to move in, and that room would be made for us. Otherwise, we haven't had many other conversations about it recently.
Oh, okay, so it's our father's fault that he wants us out of the house? You realize that you're all conspiring against Mom and I, right? You know how terrible our father is, right? He doesn't help out, and he hasn't helped our mother since she's been in the wheelchair. You both have always treated me and Mom so coldly, so no wonder Mom ignores everything you all say to her. I really don't feel like talking to my father about this mess.
Well, if you're not going to talk to him, then why don't you do us all a favor and move out? It would make the process so much easier.
Excuse me? How could you say something like that to me? I'm your sister. Do you really want something like this happening to me and to Mom?
Look, even Dad just wants to live a peaceful and relaxing life, okay? He wants to feel comfortable in his own house again. He would rather not live with 2 women who don't do what he says or listens to. What's the point in living with people who ignore you? He wants to live with Brooke and I because we all get along really well. Don't you think he should have a good life and look forward to seeing his grandchildren running around the house someday?
Are you being serious right now? You think that he'd want loud and screaming babies disturbing his sleep? Do you think you'll be fine living together?
Hey, all I'm saying is wouldn't we all be better off if it happened this way? Why are you getting so angry over this?
Okay, I've had enough of this crap. I can't deal with you or your partner anymore. I can't believe it took me so long to realize that you and Brooke had the exact same idea. Just give me a chance to let this all sink in, rather than making all of these decisions behind mine and Mom's backs. Can you at least give me some time? Hey, were you able to convince your annoying older sister of how this is the best option to take? It would really be a nuisance if they didn't leave. When we move into that house, we'll inherit whatever is left there when they leave this earth, right? There's no way that I'm not moving into that house.
It's all okay, Brooke. I'm sure that my sister will leave when she thinks about it some more. I just said something that got her straight to that point.
Huh? You actually did? You were able to convince her to leave? Is that right? Will she actually do what we say, or is she going to put up a fight? You know that if they don't leave, I'll throw away all their belongings and kick them out myself. I've got permission to do that, right?
Okay, I don't think you'll have to take it that far, so don't worry about anything like that. In the end, I'll make sure that they move out properly with no issues.
Well, if you still continue to be nice to them, then there's no way that we'll lose the inheritance, right? We'll still be in their good books that way, right?
Yeah, I'm sure everything will work out and it'll be okay. I heard that the house is quite old, but it sits on good land. So my father used to run a company. That's why he was able to buy a decent amount of land. Although he's retired now, he still pops in to help out at work from time to time. So I think we'll all be able to live comfortably even though he's retired, which is great, right? I'm sure there's a lot of money in his account.
There better be some money. I don't want to have to do much work if we're going to be inheriting all of this cash. Is it possible to kick out your mother, too?
My father also told me that he was considering getting a divorce from my mother so he didn't have to put up with her attitude anymore. He said that he'll do his best in divorcing her and kicking her out so that we can move in and take over their house. It'll all be ours in no time, and then we can enjoy our life.
I knew you could do it, Harrison. You're such a clever man. You're definitely a great husband and know how to take good care of me.
Really? You think so? Well, ain't that sweet of you to say, Brooke. Thank you. As long as my father gets a divorce from my mom and cuts her off, we'll have nothing to worry about anymore. I feel a little bit sorry for my mother and sister, but I'm sure they'll manage somehow. All that my sister has to do is get a job and they'll be able to survive. They won't have problems after that.
Exactly. That's right, my love. Well, to be honest, if I were to get kicked out by a family member, I wouldn't want to hear from them ever again, so let's hope we don't have to. Let's just cut them off and be happy together in the house that rightfully belongs to us. Okay, Heidi, I'm here to tell you that we're moving into the house tomorrow. I hope that you've packed up all your belongings. Are you actually ready to leave the house or not? You know that there's no point in trying to stay in the house. We're coming whether you like it or not. Yeah, okay, Brooke, I get what you're saying, all right. Are you seriously trying to kick me out of my own house? I think you're going to regret doing this, so are you okay with that? What on earth are you talking about? There's no way that I'm going to regret doing this. This is what I want to happen. Aren't you embarrassed that this is happening to you? That it had to come to this point for you to move out and be independent? Me? Embarrassed? Why would I be embarrassed about living at home? I'm trying to take care of my mother, for goodness sake. I don't humiliate myself with saying rude comments like you do, Brooke. I don't feel ashamed of myself at all. Hey, I'm only saying this out of the common sense I have gained over the years. Wow, this is so embarrassing having to kick you out. You're really spoiled for a 40-year-old, Heidi. Don't you feel like a parasite walking around in your own parents' house? Don't you feel like you've invaded their space long enough? What's the point being there when you can't find anyone to marry you? Oh well, it doesn't matter anymore. Just leave with your mother, all right? You can't just insult people like this and then kick them out. You're definitely going to regret doing this to us, Brooke. Whatever you say, Heidi. I don't really care. I'm not going to let myself be lectured by an old hag like you who uses nursing her mother as an excuse to not move out. All you do is make excuses, even making up that your mother's in a wheelchair. If you're over 40 and looking after someone, then you can get out of my house. Fine, I'll just live in my mother's cottage then if you're going to be this way. What on earth are you talking about? Stop making up stupid lies. I know you're just talking crap to buy yourself more time. Ugh, talking to you, Brooke, is a waste of my mental energy. I'll leave with my mother as you wish, and I'll move into her cottage. I can live a better life there than I do now living here. On the contrary, I guess I could thank you for making me move. There's no way that your mom owns a cottage, right? What are you going to gain by saying something as stupid as that? I had a feeling you wouldn't believe me and just make fun of me. Whatever you say to me, I don't care about, Brooke. Okay, what if I were to send you a photo of the cottage that my mother has? Would you believe me then? What the heck are you talking about? What photo is going to make believe what you're saying is true? Well, of my mother's cottage, of course. I intend on moving there tomorrow, so I'll start packing my things. What did you just say? There's no way that your mother would have the money to buy another house or anything like that. It doesn't exist. An old and wrinkly lady can't do anything from her wheelchair. There's no way that I believe you. Well, I guess you'll never actually see it then. It really doesn't matter what you think anymore, Brooke, but if you did, you'd lose all the color from your face. Then maybe you'll end up realizing that what you've done is wrong. What's that supposed to mean? How dare you say such a snide comment? I've not made any mistakes in this. I believe everything Harrison said, so he must be right. I guess so. It's good that you believe in your husband so much. I hope that you live a nice life together. Thanks for taking in my father. I'll probably never see you again. Bye. Hello, Heidi. How's everything going? Look, I really need to confirm something with you, so would you please just answer your phone? There's nothing to talk about, Brooke. Besides, didn't I cut ties with you? What do you want to say if you wanted to call me so urgently? My father-in-law has an inheritance, right? I just wanted to check with you to make sure that it was true. Excuse me? Are you kidding me? You're asking me if my father has a bunch of money hidden somewhere or something like that? Look, I moved in here to try and get my father-in-law's inheritance in the house so that I could live a nice life. I feel like he's got no money at all. Now I have to count on the money that Harrison gets. What is going on here with your family? Is this a joke, Brooke? Are you actually being dead serious right now? Wow, I can't believe you asked that. Huh? What are you talking about? Of course I'm being serious. Why are you laughing about this? Of course my father has no money, you stupid woman. He's been unemployed for almost 5 years. What? No, that can't be true. I thought that he was a company president and still helped out at the company. Doesn't he have any savings from his time at work? Isn't that why you're able to sit around all day and do whatever you like because you have his money? The only time he was the company president was when he succeeded my grandfather. He crashed the company and it lost a lot of money, so he was fired. Wait, what? He got fired? Oh, surely not. I thought that he was good with his money, though. Brooke, he's got no savings at all. In fact, he spent the little retirement money he got on gambling, so no, he's not good with money. You didn't seriously decide to live together in that house using my father's inheritance as your daily allowance, did you? If that's the case, Brooke, you're a huge idiot. You are so dumb for making that decision. How dare you speak to me like that? Don't you know how rude you're being right now? What you've been saying to me, Brooke, has been way more rude than my little comment I just made. Well, I've already cut ties with my dad, so I don't care about him. You were delusional to think that my father had a lot of money. Then how was he able to pay for anything if he hasn't been working in over 5 years? I assume he hasn't received his pension yet, right? Yeah, you're right. He hasn't gotten it yet. Of course, it was all thanks to my mom that he had money to spend. Wait, what? Your mother? She had money since when? How can an old lady in a wheelchair afford anything? You should really stop with these terrible jokes, all right? Well, she's the one who has all the money. As I said before, it was my grandfather who ran the company. It was her father. She had quite a few assets. But when my father took over the company, he drove it into the ground and almost went bankrupt. My mom inherited her father's things beforehand, so she was fine. Oh my god, what? No way. So, your mom was the one who had the money and inheritance this entire time? How did I not know? Probably because my dad lied to you. He always has, to try and impress people. But then they get the wrong end of the stick like you did, but that's your own fault. You were so gullible in believing everything my father said to you and Harrison. He's just as dumb as my father, by the way. Luckily, Mom didn't keep her assets as cash, otherwise my father would have taken it for himself. She decided to invest it instead. She ended up making a lot of money by just staying at home and investing in the right places. Just because she's in a wheelchair, it doesn't mean she can't do anything. How is this possible, though? How can she be an investor if she's in a wheelchair? Just because she isn't as mobile as she used to be, it doesn't mean she lost her intelligence. She knew my father better than anyone, and so she knew to keep her money hidden. Also, for taking care of her, she's been paying me a nice salary, so I've also been able to save up quite a bit of money for myself. And you thought that this old hag was doing nothing all day and being spoiled by my parents? Oh, how wrong you were. I didn't mean to say what I did. I'm sure you do a great job looking after your mom. Look, I just really need your help since your father hardly has any money. You're seriously not trying to get to my mom's money after the way you treated us. Are you kidding me? Please, I need your help. I don't want to have a poor life. Please, we're family. You wouldn't do this to your own brother and sister-in-law, would you? You were both the ones that got us into this mess, but what did I tell you? You'd regret saying and doing what you did to me and my mother? Don't even try contacting me again asking for money. How dare you even try to rip us off when all we did was try and be nice to you? I don't want to see either you or Harrison ever again, and my mom feels this way too. Enjoy your life in poverty in that really shabby house. After learning the truth about the inheritance in the house, Harrison and Brooke were left completely devastated. Apparently, Harrison panicked and asked his mother and Heidi to come back to the house. Naturally, they didn't because they weren't treated well at all. Brooke and Harrison are on the verge of collapse due to the increase in their arguments. They couldn't take the plunge in getting a divorce as they couldn't afford to do that. It seems the only thing they could do is live in a state of complete depression. What an ironic result for them. This is the result of trying to degrade others for their own personal gain. It's nothing but a self-inflicted result. The best thing for them to do is to find a part-time job and fast. But it might be an impossible task for people with that kind of personality.
Dylan, how is Luke doing right now?
It appears that the surgery and everything was a success. Right now, he is getting some sleep after all of that. Until he has all his energy back, we are going to let him take it easy and sleep as long as he wants.
Thank goodness. Really.
Everly, thank you. Paying for that $30,000 surgery all by yourself like that? Also, for coming all the way to the hospital like that on foot.
What are you saying, Dylan? Of course I would do all of that for you guys. Wait, what about your wife, Kylie?
Today she has work, so she won't be able to come here. But I made sure to tell her that the surgery was a success, and that Luke is doing alright. She seems to be really relieved to hear all of that.
I can't believe she had to stay at work on a day like today, though. While her own son was having to go through such an important and life-saving surgery?
It's a very important job to her. There was no way of talking her into coming here when she has all of that to do. And I forgot to ask, but how has work been going for you, Everly?
Well, right now I'm working mostly remote, so there was no problem with me being around you guys during this event. How about you, Dylan? I'm assuming that since you were able to go to the hospital and be there during the surgery, you were able to take the day off from work?
Actually, I ended up quitting my job.
What? Dylan?
I was causing all kinds of problems for people at work by taking so much time off. I would rather have all of the people at that company not worry about whether I'll be coming into work or not. So I left. We won't be making as much money now as a family, but Kylie takes her job very seriously. So there's no need to worry about income for a while. And you helping us pay for this surgery has helped us out the most. Thank you so much for doing that, Everly.
Is that so? You have been going through a lot then.
I'll make sure to pay you back that $30,000 someday. So, can you please just give me a little time to get it all together before I hand it back? I'm so sorry for making you wait, but at this moment, I don't have all of that money just yet.
You don't have to be sorry about any of that right now. I don't mind being there to help you guys out, especially when someone in the family's life is on the line. Kylie is okay with me covering the costs, right?
What do you mean by that?
Well, it's just that Kylie doesn't really like me all too much, right? If she finds out that I'm the one who paid for that surgery, I'm sure she'll only become more upset with me.
I don't care how much she might now like you. There is no way she could be upset over you helping her son and us. She is not that irrational of a person.
I hope she isn't. I'll try and believe what you're saying for now. Now, I have to get back to work here soon, so I'll talk to you later. Take good care of Luke for me.
I will. Thank you again for everything, Everly.
Hey, are you not even going to give me a chance to catch up with you? Do you not feel bad for Dylan at all? Especially when we're having to worry about money right now. I haven't been trying to avoid you or anything. And when it came to that money, it was never meant to be a way for me to pick on you guys. I was just paying for the surgery to take some pressure off your guys' backs and didn't ask for him to pay it back to me in any way. But after just a week, he came to me with the money asking that I take it, and so that's all I did. What are you going on about? You were pressuring him into giving you that money back, even though you're aware we don't have the money right now. I understand exactly what's been going on here. In order to start taking advantage of us, you went and paid for our son's surgery so that you have something to hold against us now. You really are such a toxic woman, Everly. Like a black widow with the way you spin your deadly web. Why do you think I'd be doing something like that to you? Do you really hate me that much? I was just paying for the surgery so that you guys wouldn't be stressed and so that Luke would be able to live. I even told Dylan that he didn't have to pay me back a single dime because this is what family does for one another. What the heck? Are you trying to make yourself look good now by saying you have money to spare? You really are such an annoyance for me. Wait, that's not at all what I meant there. I happen to worry about you guys because you're my family, and I would never put any kind of a monetary value on you all. Luke was in trouble and needed to get that surgery. What family are you talking about? All you are is Dylan's little sister and nothing more. I hate seeing you thinking you're all that when really you're just some young, naive woman. You have no idea what you're talking about, do you? What did you want me to do then? Just leave you guys to struggle with paying for your son's surgery that he desperately needed? I don't understand why you don't like me so much and have to treat me this way. What is it about me you don't like? I hate everything about you, Everly, especially that patronizing attitude of yours. I was never expecting anything in return from you guys, though, when I paid for the surgery. If you are so upset by me giving you guys money for that, then why are you always asking to borrow money from me when it's being used on things that aren't your son? Huh? I am doing my best right now to take care of Luke, so don't you dare tell me I'm borrowing money from you that's not being used on him. When I'm in need of money, it's because I need to care for him. I don't think so. But if that's what you think, then what's the matter with me giving Dylan the money you both needed to pay for those medical bills? The problem is that you are patronizing us by paying for our son's surgery and all that. You really plan on getting things in return from us just because you paid $30,000 for a surgery? That's hilarious. $30,000 worth of pocket change is nothing to us and only makes you look even more toxic. Don't you ever talk to any of us again, you freak. Then I really won't. Please. Leave me and my family alone forever so that we can actually enjoy life without having to worry about you. But I would like you to give me all the money I lent you back, okay? If you don't, then I'll have to talk with Dylan about what to do with you. Huh? Are you trying to threaten me now? Right now, Dylan is having some of the worst days of his life. You really want to make his life a living hell or something now? I told you that's not at all what I want. Kylie, would you quit complaining about me just because you don't like the fact that I'm being kind? If you're going to say that I'm patronizing the both of you, then I would like that money I lent you back. Ugh, shut up already. Just leave me and my family alone. Do you understand? What the hell is going on with you?
Hey, I have something to ask you, Everly. Luke is going to need another surgery. Therefore, we are going to need to pay even more money for him to get the work he needs done. Please, can you find some way to lend us a bit more money for it?
Of course. I heard myself about how he's going to need another surgery. If there's anything else I can help you out with, please let me know.
I really am so sorry to ask this again, but you helping us pay for it will be huge.
Let me ask you this, though. Is your wife going to pay anything at all towards his surgery?
Right. As of this moment, we are having some financial struggles. She is only able to pay for things like the house and food. Besides that, I've been on my own. I'm really sorry that I had to tell you this, but just know that I'll get whatever money you give me this time back to you. I promise.
Sounds good. As long as this is all going towards Luke becoming a healthy and happy boy again, I don't mind lending more money. Will Kylie know anything about how you want to borrow more money from me?
I haven't really said anything to her about it yet, but she has to understand this is our only option as of right now. I think that Kylie is really thankful that you're my little sister. Our little sister, actually.
I really don't think she thinks that about me at all. I think for a good reason that she thinks I'm trying to get money out of you guys.
There's no way she's thinking that. You have been helping us out so much and never asks for anything in return. I'm sure to her there are things she doesn't completely understand and can act out a bit when we least expect it. But in her heart, I know she is thankful for you.
Well, I'm no longer going to be around you guys that much, so how she feels about me doesn't matter.
What? Wait, are you leaving us? I hope that's not what you meant by that.
I'm thinking of selling that house, Dylan. After all, I don't have an unlimited amount of money on me. I have been thinking about this for some time now, and I think that I can sell the house and use that money for some other things.
I see. That makes sense.
I'll make sure to help you and Luke out by finding you guys a new house to live in as well. And I can help you with the costs of a new place as well. But there is one rule to all of this when I begin to make my move.
One rule?
I've been told by your wife every single day that she doesn't want me around anymore. For me to no longer have any relations to her. I really don't think she has the right to be saying something like that when she's the one that's living in my house at the moment.
Wait, that's,
You feel that she's only saying things? I don't think so, Dylan. I can no longer take the way that woman behaves towards me. You guys happen to have Luke around, so I've just been trying to bear with things, but I can't do it anymore.
Then what's this one rule you have for us when we move out of this house?
I will pay for this next round of surgery for Luke, like you've asked. And you don't have to pay me anything back for it either. But I ask that you please divorce that woman. Please.
What? Wait. That's insane!
If you don't leave her, then I'm no longer going to be able to help you out financially. I can't stand being connected to her in any way, Dylan. I never wanted things to come to this, and I hate having to ask such a horrible thing from you, but please understand where I'm coming from here.
But, no matter how much she's been causing you trouble, divorcing her is asking too much.
I see. Then how about you take a look at this? Hey, what the hell is going on here? What do you mean I have to get out of this house right now? I'm having the house sold soon. It is my house after all, so I have the right to decide whether to keep it or sell it. That's not the problem. The problem is you not asking me if I allowed that before making the decision. Do you think I'm really okay with something like that? Especially during a time when we have to deal with Luke's second surgery. That's the thing though, I don't have all that much money and his surgery costs a lot more money than one should have to be paying. If I don't have the house sold, then there won't be enough money to pay for him to get the surgery he needs. Luke is already in the hospital having to undergo more treatments, so while he's there, I think it's the perfect time to move out of the house. That's why you need to start getting yourself ready to leave. Pack your things up and let's go. I will not allow this. Does Dylan know what you're doing right now? Of course he does. Here's another thing. There are some divorce papers in the living room filled out for you, so all you have to do is sign them before you go. What? If you want more details on that, then please speak with your husband about it. Make sure all your things are packed up by the end of the day as well, and that you are out of there. Tomorrow, there will be some professional cleaners coming, as well as a realtor to inspect the place. Huh? Wait a second. Dylan, where the hell are you right now?
Where am I? I'm with my sister right now, as we sit at Luke's bedside. He is going in for surgery pretty soon here, so we have to be here while he's going under for the operation.
Hey, that freaking idiot sister of yours is asking me to get out of this house right now. Also, she's telling me to sign some divorce papers for her? What the actual hell is all of this about?
Right. All of that is exactly what it seems, Kylie. I want you out of that house by the end of the day. You can do that, right?
Huh? I have no idea what this is all about, though. What the hell are you going on about?
You and I are done with. I want a divorce. And you know the reason for why I want one, right? I already know everything. So you'd better start confessing with the true story before things get too out of hand. Now, tell me what the reason for this is.
What? What reason am I supposed to know about? There's no reason we should be getting a divorce, period. I'm not sure what all you've been told, but that's all a lie and just crap to try and get you to distrust me.
Kylie, you've been borrowing money from Everly this whole time, right?
Wait, what? I've just been doing that because of you and the fact that we don't have the money right now to pay off everything. You're never even at the house most of the time, though, so how would you know what that money's going towards?
I guess I have been out of the house quite often for things like Luke and that. And before his first surgery, I had been going to work all the time. And then after I left my job, I left you in charge of all the household bills and things like that. So, I'm sorry there. But was all that money you kept borrowing from Everly really for the household costs?
Of course it was. Of course there was a little bit of that money that went into me refreshing myself.
Refreshing yourself? Huh. What exactly were you doing to refresh yourself?
Why do you have to know all the details on that? I just went out for some drinks sometimes. Is that really such a bad thing for a working wife and mother to be doing?
You make it seem like you only went out to drink once a couple of weeks. But what about when you go 3 times a week?
What? How?
Everly ended up seeing you by coincidence downtown one day. You were heading into a male strip club down there, dressed in what some would call pretty exposing clothing.
What?
And that day so happened to be the same day that you had Everly hand you some more money. Everly was interested in what was really going on there, and so she went to one of the male strippers that came out there later and asked them what was going on with you. He told her you went there regularly to get wasted and have men entertain you, at least 3 times a week.
No, wait, he must have mistaken me for someone else then, right?
I'm not trying to make an argument out of this. You already know that this means divorce, and there is no room for discussion on that. Get out of that house now, Kylie. I'm on the verge of coming over there and kicking you out myself right now. While Luke has been going through hell due to his illness, you left us to go and have some other men feel you up.
But I had no other choice. I was so lonely, and have been the whole time. You were never home to be around me, and anytime you did come home, it was only to talk with Everly.
This is during the time when our son has been in and out of the hospital due to an illness that's killing him. And you're going to complain about feeling lonely that whole time?
Well, I mean, you never even paid any attention to me, and then you both decided later to have us all living in the same house together. I never wanted her living in the same house as us. I just wanted it to be us 3 where you'd always come home to see me.
Are you kidding me right now? Things have been tough for everyone this whole time financially, while our son has been battling for his life. You want to know why we ended up living with my sister in the end? Because we couldn't pay for our apartment's rent anymore. There was no other option for us, whether you liked it or not. And the same goes for me being out of the house all the time. Are you trying to say to me right now that your feelings are more important than our own son's health?
Shut the hell up. You have no idea how hard things have been for me this whole time.
That's probably right. I wouldn't ever be able to understand how a woman who leaves her sick son to take her sister-in-law's money and to go out to have other guys on her feels. I really have no clue how you feel. But it's not like you care about how anyone else besides yourself feels. So I think we're even.
Fine. I get that the way I handled things wasn't all correct. I'll apologize for what I've done, as long as you forgive me.
No way that's happening anymore. It's not like you've actually learned anything from your actions.
I have learned, though. I'm serious.
Well, if that's true, then you must know you have to apologize to someone else as well. Right? You should know all the wrongs you have done, and should be able to take responsibility for all of them. Right?
Hey, Everly. Sorry about everything. Sorry about everything? What everything are you referring to exactly? Well, about all of that money I've borrowed from you and about saying a few rude things about you. A few. Do you mean a lot of rude things there? Also, I'm not worried about the money I handed to you. The real problem is the way you used that money I let you borrow, right? I am so sorry for lying to you and using that money to go out and have some fun. Is that enough for you now? Hold on, it looks like you're starting to get annoyed with me again. If you haven't learned anything from what you've done yet, then don't come trying to apologize to me. What? This is all because you went and started to blab to Dylan about things you weren't supposed to know about. So that's how you're really feeling right now? You're going to blame me because I told on you? I cannot believe you, Kylie. Seriously, are you like 6 years old or something? Wait, hold on. I'm sorry about that. I'm just getting a bit antsy over here is all. I will give you all that money you lent me back, so would you please forgive me already? You sure will be giving me that money you borrowed back. But whether I forgive you or not will be discussed another day, right? Please, I'm already being kicked out and will have no place to go. Also, I happen to really love Luke a lot. I don't want to see him go. What the hell are you talking about, Kylie? You don't love Luke. If you did, then you would have gone to see him when he was in the hospital. Don't start lying to me again just because you're afraid of being alone. I get what you're all about. So once you give me every cent I'm owed back, then I'll think about what to do with you. Really? Oh, thank you so much, Kylie. But for right now, I want you to sign that divorce paperwork and get out of my house. You'll be able to do that for me, right? All right. I'll bring the papers to the hospital for you guys right now. You're still there with Dylan, right? Excuse me? What are you talking about now? Are you telling me that you have the money I need back ready for me right now? Wait. That's not at all what I meant by that. But that's what you're implying, right? You just told me you're coming and bringing the papers with you right now. That should also mean you're bringing me my money, right? Which in that case means you actually have the money right now to pay me back? Hey, I have a right to carry a little extra money on me at all times. Who knows what kind of emergencies there could be, and if I need to pay you back in order to come see you both, then that's the emergency I've been saving for. I've had this money saved up forever from the money I've been earning while I work. There shouldn't be any complaints about that, right? For crying out loud, there's no use. Hey, honestly, just screw off. I don't need that money back. The fact that there are people like you in this world is probably why people get murdered all the time by their significant other. All right already, I'll pay you back double the amount I took from you. You won't have any complaints about that then, right? I can't even begin to fathom how a person like you made it this far with Dylan. I understand that he's a calm and understanding guy, but he has limits too. I don't want to talk with you anymore, Kelly. Just get the hell out of my house before I have the police go and remove you. Hold on a second. I'm going to give you back all the money, so why can't I come see you already? I'm going to the hospital right now, so just wait for me. There's no point in coming here. Just frickin' stop. Shut up and wait for me, gosh dang it. Hey, you told the front desk not to let me come in there, right? Tell me what room you guys are in right now. Hurry. What? Why the hell are you here? I told you to stay away because it's over for you. Just stop trying already and go away. And it's not like the front desk is stopping you anyway. You're Luke's mother, so they can't stop you from going in to see him. Huh? Then why are they not telling me what room he's in right now? I keep asking and asking them to tell me, but they keep saying there's no patient here right now that goes by that name. You told them to keep me away, right? You really are a freaking toxic witch. First of all, when you said you were coming here, you arrived way sooner than you should have been able to. Do you even know what hospital you're at right now? Huh? At Washington State Hospital. Luke is having to get surgery done at a specialist clinic right now, so he isn't at that hospital. You should know that he's been here this whole time and was moved out of that hospital weeks ago. What? Is that right? I must have forgotten all about that. Can you tell me the name of that clinic again for me so that I can come there? So you couldn't even be asked to remember the name of the clinic your son is getting surgery in right now? How depressing. I'm only going to ask this one time. Could you please go the hell away? I told you, I just forgot about that place is all. Now tell me the name of the freaking place. No, you're like a cancer to my family. This might be the first time your son will be cancer-free from 2 different types. After that, Kylie ran all over town looking for the clinic that we all were at with Luke, but she was never able to find the place. The thing is, the clinic was in a completely different city, so there was no way of her getting to us. She could have just asked the doctor at the hospital she was at where Luke was transferred to, but she was in too much of a rush to think of that. And to make matters worse for herself, as she was running all over, she accidentally dropped the envelope that had the money for me. She was probably spending the rest of her time looking for where it went instead of for this clinic. That right there just proves what is more important to that woman, and unfortunately, it's not her own son. The next day, a lot of things happened, but the divorce of my brother from that witch went through. Of course, when she met with him and his lawyer to talk about things, she didn't act at all like she had learned any lessons. So after everything was finalized and custody of Luke went only to Dylan, I took the both of them and we left town to move to another state. From rumors I've heard after we left town, Kylie is living on the streets, moving from town to town, looking for where we all went. How depressing of a life to live. I am so happy that I took my brother and nephew and got as far as we could away from that monster. Today, the 3 of us are living on a brand new property in a small house. Dylan was able to find himself a new job here working for a chemical company, and I've been working remotely at home while helping watch over Luke. Luke has always been a strong fighter and was able to overcome the cancer he had after that second surgery. He's even getting well enough now that we're going to start sending him to kindergarten, and I'm sure that being around other kids again will help him feel as though Kylie wasn't a part of his life in the first place. Watching Luke fight his way through all of that at such a young age, I could learn a thing or two and put that all into my own life. From here on out, I'm going to fight even harder for him, as well as for my brother, so that we can all forget about the monster that was Kylie.
Hey, about meeting my parents tomorrow. I have a bad feeling that my dad might say something rude. He can be pretty insulting when he wants to. You don't have to take him seriously, so can you just ignore him if he does say anything stupid?
Huh? Are you being serious? All I'm doing is introducing myself as your fiancé. So why would he say something rude? That doesn't make any sense. Is there any reason why he would want to insult me? If anything, shouldn't you talk to your dad about that rather than warning me? I don't understand why I'm the one that has to ignore him if he does insult me.
Well, yeah, I spoke to him. I did try, but he's really stubborn, like ultra stubborn. So once he finds something that he doesn't like, he complains about it forever. I just want to avoid making the situation worse.
Once he finds something he doesn't like? What, he's already found something he doesn't like about me? Even though we've never met each other before? Did I do something he doesn't like?
It's not you, it's about your family.
What about my family? I don't think he's met anyone.
Okay, I never told him that your family is in farming. When I first told him about you, I made up some lies about your family, all working as office workers and stuff. I hid the fact that you're not from the city. Then we started living together and we got engaged, and over time it just got more difficult to tell him the truth.
Why would you lie about something like that? Were you ashamed about me not being an uptown girl? I really don't understand what you were thinking.
I wasn't ashamed. I just couldn't say it because I know that my dad doesn't like farmers and stuff. I knew that we couldn't get married with him not knowing the truth, so I spoke to him earlier. And he didn't react so well. He was pretty angry about the background you have.
Seriously? You're not making some over-the-top joke to scare me, are you? I'm already pretty nervous about meeting your parents, so this isn't helping. If you're not, then I don't understand what there is to like or not like about farmers. I'm proud of my family's history in the area and the organic produce we provide. If he has something to complain about farmers, then he obviously doesn't understand that the world goes around on food and that he should be grateful to farmers for the hard work they do, day in and day out. I don't understand why he would be angry with you either.
Yeah, well, he's probably going to be a pain in the ass tomorrow, so just prepare yourself. There's nothing else I can do to improve his impression of you. You'll just have to do your best to bite your lip and not piss him off any further. I want you guys to get along.
You're kidding, right? You're not going to do anything? I'll do my best to make a good impression, of course, but I'm going to need you to support me. We're gonna get married after all. There's going to be times where you'll have to pick a side or come between us if your dad's really that hard to get on with. Tom, you listening?
I can't believe a woman like you actually thought she could marry my son. I bet you were hoping to marry my son so that you could mooch off of him. But you've got another thing coming. He's going to take over my restaurant one day. I can't let a restaurant with so much history as mine be ruined by a country bumpkin. You don't deserve him, or the fortune he'll be inheriting. You're just a gold digger.
What? That's what you thought? You really think I'm after your son's inheritance? I can't believe you! I get a notification telling me I have messages from you, and I hoped that there would be an apology, but this is all I get? You're a grown adult. You should accept responsibility and apologize for what you've done. I never imagined that Tom's parents would lack so much common sense.
I'm amazed that a woman like you actually thought that she could have a chance to marry my son. He obviously hasn't got any taste in women either. You've got a lot of nerve entering my home. Do you understand? We don't welcome your sort. You don't belong with my son. I thought that your family all worked in the city, so I allowed him to date you. But marriage is out of the question.
Did I really do something that bad? I just came to visit because you invited me to your home. I only wanted to introduce myself before I married Tom. That's all. And yet, you lost it the moment I confirmed that my parents are farmers and poured hot soup all over my head. What the hell is wrong with you? I got scalds on my face and arms and you won't even apologize? Are you really serious? What did I do to deserve this treatment?
Burns suit a woman like you. You're poor, and you should look it, so that some other idiot won't get stupid ideas about marrying beneath him.
What? I don't get how that can even make sense to you.
I own a long-standing restaurant. I can't let my son marry someone that thinks she can take advantage of the fortune and reputation that will come with taking over the family business. You're just a farmer from a hick town. Go back to the ranch you came from.
Just a farmer from a hick town? That's rich. So what if you own a prestigious restaurant? Do you really think that owning a prestigious restaurant makes you better than other people and give you the right to pour soup on people when you feel like it? I've never heard of anyone as self-righteous as you.
It's not just soup. It's cream of brie. Can't you even tell the difference? You were lucky to even get a taste when it ran down your face. It's wasted on a woman like you.
I don't care what kind of soup it was. If you're not willing to apologize, then I guess I'll have to think of another way to make you regret your actions.
Make me regret what I did? Impossible. Why should I regret anything? You got what you deserved. You should be more aware of your position in society. You don't have any right to complain about what I do to you.
You had a lot of nerve chasing me out of your home. I thought that if you owned such a renowned business that you would be much more welcoming. I guess I was wrong. Are you really sure you're the owner?
How many times do I have to tell you? I own a restaurant that your kind of people don't dare to enter. Don't you even understand English? Is it difficult for you to comprehend what I'm saying, you hillbilly?
Then that doesn't make sense. If you really were the owner, I would have expected you to recognize my last name. But you didn't even react when I introduced myself. Are you ignoring it on purpose? Hoping that it's just a coincidence? Or are you really stupid enough to be making a really bad joke? You've taken it much too far if you think this is all funny.
What are you talking about? Why would I recognize your last name? I don't have any recollection of meeting anyone of your background. I don't even see the worth in remembering if I met someone like you. As far as I know, this is the first time I've met anyone with that last name.
Oh, really? That's a shame. I guess I have no choice if you don't recognize my name.
Oh? Are you finally going to agree to cancel the engagement? Have you realized that you're not worthy of my son?
I've had enough. I don't want to marry Tom and be stuck with a father-in-law that thinks it's okay to use violence to express his feelings. I never want to have anything to do with you, and don't even want to look at you. As far as I'm concerned, this engagement is over.
My thoughts exactly. I don't want a daughter-in-law that's going to be an embarrassment to my family. I'm well aware that you were planning to suck Tom dry of his fortune the second the business passed to him. He's lucky I took action and prevented that before he wasted any time with you. I'm sure you can find a much more suitable partner out there among the rednecks lumbering around in the country. My son is too good for an unsophisticated woman like you. Find someone that's in your own league, or actually willing to marry beneath them. I know it'll be hard, but why should I care? As long as you don't get in the way of my reputation.
Wow, you really are a condescending asshole. I'm surprised your business actually made it this far, with you looking down on farmers the way you do. Your restaurant doesn't deserve the label of being prestigious at all. If you can't respect the work that farmers do, then you obviously have no respect for food. You even proved that by wasting a perfectly good bowl of soup.
You don't have the right to lecture me about respecting food. I know better than anyone what food means in this world. It means that I make a profit, and that's all that matters. I won't let one farmer girl ruin my business. I'm lucky I managed to get rid of you before the wedding, so I'll let you off this time. But don't even think about trying to stay in touch with my son. He obviously doesn't realize how close we were to making asses of ourselves. But he'll be over you in no time, and he'll find someone more worthy of being part of our family. I won't ever let anyone like you near him ever again. I gotta hope that this serves as a lesson to him too, to not bring anyone like you into our home. But I'm shocked that you even had the audacity to think that you could marry my son in the first place. You should be more aware of your place. Just thinking about how we were one step away from letting our son marry some random farmer girl makes me shudder. You had no right to invade our home like that. Pouring the cream of brie on you was the only way to get you to wake up and realize you don't belong here. You should leave and never come back.
Then I'd be happy to cancel the engagement.
That's my line.
Great! I'm glad we've come to an understanding about that at least. But don't come begging for me to get back with your son once your business starts falling apart. And you sure you don't want to apologize now while you still can? I'll give you one last chance.
What are you talking about? What can you possibly do? I've prevented my business from falling apart by avoiding the worst case scenario of you marrying my son and driving us into bankruptcy. I've protected my family from scum like you and your family. I don't have anything to apologize for.
Then I'll have to notify my parents about the engagement being canceled. My parents already knew that I was due to visit you today, so they were horrified when they saw me with burns on my face at the hospital. My dad's already spoken with the family lawyer and is preparing to take action.
What? You have a lawyer ready?
I don't want to have anything to do with you, and my parents feel the same way. They're not interested in dealing with such a dangerous man.
I'm surprised you even have access to a lawyer. I guess you must be the fancier sort of farmer. But there's no point threatening me with a lawsuit. You'll never be able to beat the team of lawyers I have on standby. You don't even have the financial means to match me. You're just going to waste your time and your money by trying to bring me to court. So I suggest you give up before you're utterly defeated.
That may be so. I don't know how much better your lawyer is, but maybe you should take another look at my last name before you do anything else. You should know better than anyone else that my parents are the ones that have been providing your restaurant with fresh vegetables for a very long time, and yet you didn't even realize.
What?
We've had a contract with your business, but as a result of your idiocy, my parents have decided to end that contract, effective immediately. I don't know how you plan to procure vegetables for your business from tomorrow onwards, but this is what you wanted, right? You said that you didn't want to have anything to do with our sort of people, right? I'm just a random farmer girl from a hick town, right?
What are you talking about? Your parents were supplying my restaurant with vegetables?
You're not being serious, are you? You didn't even know that? You're the owner. You should be aware of every detail, especially where you're getting your ingredients from. Just how irresponsible are you? The owner is supposed to have the biggest say in what kind of ingredients you use and where you get them from, and you don't know? Are you sure you're the owner? I can't believe a restaurant owner like you actually exists. You can't even express any gratitude towards the people that grow the vegetables you use in every single meal? How do you think you've made such a profit until now? If it weren't for the farmers that provide you with fresh, organic produce, you wouldn't even have a business.
Are you being serious? Does your family really own the farm that we have a contract with?
I really don't believe that you're the one that's running that restaurant. You've got someone else running the business from the shadows, don't you? I can't imagine that your restaurant would be so successful with someone like you at the top. Besides, a real owner would know who he has contracts with and would show them the courtesy and respect they deserve. This all happened because you're an ignorant ass that doesn't know the first thing about owning a restaurant. Or food, for that matter.
How do you know that? Did Tom tell you that? It's supposed to be a family secret.
I knew it. Tom hasn't said anything to me about how you run your business. I can tell just by the way you act and from the way you wasted that soup. If you really did have full control of the restaurant, you would be aware of the contracts your business has, and you would have recognized my name. You would have a lot more respect for farmers and for everyone involved in the process of delivering a meal to your customers. You're just the owner in name and have someone else running your business, don't you? I have nothing against that itself, but the fact that you make yourself out to be a superior existence because of your owner status annoys me to no end. You know nothing about food and have no respect for the people that grow the vegetables and raise the cows and chickens you eat. I bet you don't even know the difference between a farm and a ranch, since you told me to return to a ranch. I bet you don't even know that vegetables come from farms and not from the supermarket. That's why you were looking down on us.
Shut up! Why should I care what a stupid farmer thinks? It's true that my restaurant uses a lot of vegetables. So now I think about it, farmers have some good use after all. But even so, that doesn't make them any better than me. Farmers are just pawns. They're just tools that rich people like me make use of. You'd all be useless without me.
Oh, really? If that's the case, then I'm sure you won't be troubled if we decide to end our contract with your business. You can find some other pawn that's willing to deal with your crap. Your general manager, the real executive behind the business, is panicking quite a bit. Haven't you heard anything from him?
What? I have some messages from him, but is it really that big of a deal? Our restaurant is renowned nationwide. Why do we have to worry about one farm refusing to provide us with vegetables? We can find another place to make a contract with, no problem. So what if your family doesn't want to do business with us? There are hundreds of other farms that would be delighted to have the chance to work with such a reputable restaurant.
You really are stupid.
What did you say?
My family runs a famous farm that has a history that goes back to my great-grandfather's generation. We only deal in organic vegetables of the highest quality. Didn't you know that it was because of our vegetables that your restaurant became so famous? Without us, you're nothing.
Huh? Really?
You really didn't know? How ignorant are you when it comes to your own business? You have no right to call yourself owner of that restaurant if you don't know a single thing about it. You've just been wallowing in your pride and self-righteousness, believing that your restaurant's popularity made you a successful and competent businessman. But you don't even know that there was a TV program that picked up the ingredients used in your meals and highlighted the use of our organic vegetables. That's how your restaurant gained so much recognition. You don't even have an idea of what might happen to your restaurant if you lose this contract. All I can say is that it's a shame.
What are you talking about? I've had enough of you talking to me like that. Wait. My general manager really is panicking. What's going on? He says that if we end this contract, we'll end up having to close the business. What does this mean?
I've already warned you several times already. Are you even listening to me properly? But it's too late to start regretting your actions now. I asked you for an apology, and you refused.
Adriana, was it?
What? Now you're asking me for my name?
You can marry my son. I'll allow it.
Excuse me?
There have been a lot of misunderstandings. But now I understand that you're not just a farmer girl. I'd be delighted to accept your marriage to my son. Can we forgive and forget everything that's happened up until now?
Are you frickin' kidding me? Of course I'm not going to accept that.
What? Why?
What you've done, the way you've acted, is absolutely unacceptable. And it's not just you that's the problem. I don't want to marry your son. I've completely fallen out of love with Tom. It was enough that you went as far as pouring hot soup on me, but I've lost it with him. I can't respect you, and I can't see Tom as a reliable and caring partner anymore. Even though you did something so dangerous, he didn't even try and stop you. He just watched it happen. He didn't even make a move to help me when I was wiping myself off. He could have at least driven me to the hospital, but no. Once Daddy got angry, he just left me out to dry. There's no point in marrying a man like that if I know I can't trust him to be on my side. I'm canceling the engagement.
You're overreacting. I didn't do anything that bad. All I did was help you eat the cream of brie.
It was still hot, and I've got scalds and burns. Any adult with a little common sense would know that it's dangerous to do something like that, and yet you did it. You didn't even apologize. So you can't argue that you didn't mean to. And one more thing, my family is fortunate enough to have gained a lot of respect from other farmers, so we have a lot of influence.
What?
My parents are furious about what happened, and they've already spoken with everyone they know about your behavior and what you really think about farmers. With this, nobody will want to make a contract with your restaurant, and you'll be stuck making tasteless meals without any vegetables, and you'll eventually have to accept bankruptcy.
You're lying.
None of the local organic farmers will want to work with you, and you'll find it difficult to get in touch with any farmers out of state, too. Even if you did find someone, they'd be too far away for you to be able to consider the delivered vegetables organic. The only reason your restaurant was so popular and was able to make a profit was because it was making a name for itself by using only the freshest and organic produce. That's all ruined because you didn't want to treat your son's fiancé with a little respect. You've got no choice but to accept that your life as a superior business owner is over.
No, you're just bluffing. There's no way we can't find someone that will deliver vegetables to us. This can't be happening. My business was going so well until now. How can everything be ruined by us losing one contract? Please, you can't do this. My restaurant won't be able to function if we don't have any vegetables.
It's your own fault for looking down on farmers the way you did. If you're so high and mighty, why don't you do something about it yourself? Instead of relying on a lowly farmer girl. You must be able to do everything yourself since you're so much better than me.
I'm honestly, sincerely sorry. I should never have spoken to you like that. I should never have treated you like that. Please, help me. Otherwise, I'll have to shut down my business. I'll lose everything.
I already told you that you shouldn't come crying to me after your business starts falling apart. It is far too late. You should reflect on what you've done. But it's a shame that you'll only regret what you've done because of the effect it's going to have on your life and not because of the effect it's going to have on mine.
Please! I'll get down on my hands and knees. I'll do anything. So please, let me protect my business. I don't want to lose my restaurant. I'll let you marry Tom. So please, forgive me.
No matter how much you beg, there's no point. I already tried to get along with you before you poured the soup on me, but you wouldn't listen to anything I had to say. Begging me for forgiveness doesn't change the fact that I've got burns and that you've insulted my family. I've already reported this incident to the police, too.
What?
Our lawyers are ready to take your lawyers on in court, so you better prepare yourself. I'm not going to back down until I've gotten the justice I deserve for everything you've said and done. I'm sorry for being a farmer's girl from the sticks, but you'll regret underestimating farmers and wish you had never disrespected us. You told me to leave and never come back, but you're the one that doesn't belong in the restaurant business. See you in court, asshole! I'm going to send you to hell myself. As a result of his violent behavior, Henry was taken away by the police for questioning. There was nothing he could do to avoid his restaurant from closing and had lost all hope in reopening another restaurant because of the public criticism he received for his actions. Tom was desperate to get back together with Adriana, and Henry had tried appealing for them to have talks so that they could redo their relationship, but Adriana rejected all of their pleas and completely cut ties with Tom and his family. Adriana's parents used their influence to spread the word about Henry and made sure he could never find anyone to make a contract with him ever again. He went bankrupt, and the story of how a once-loved restaurant had plunged into disfavor was all over the news. Henry became infamous online, and the criticisms never ceased. He had no choice but to move away and start anew. Nobody knows where he's gone and what he's doing.
I'm going to be getting married here soon. I'm sure that you're jealous after hearing that.
What? I'm sorry, but who is this?
Oh, please. It's me, Tracy. Now enough with those bland lies right now. Even if you have troubles remembering things all the time, there's no way you'd forget about someone like me. How could you possibly forget about your best friend after being together for so long?
My best friend?
I am Tracy. This is literally no reason you should have forgotten about me, right? You and I have been best friends ever since high school.
Tracy, huh? Did you end up changing your number or something? Because I don't have anyone in my contacts with your current number. It's been so long since the last time we talked with one another, so I couldn't really tell that it was you. So, what do you want from me?
Well, I told you why I'm talking with you right now at the start, right? I'm getting married. Were you not looking at anything I sent you before?
Ah, is that so? Congrats. But you really don't have to go out of your way to tell me something like that.
Why not? You're one of my best friends, and I'd be stupid to not tell you about how I'm going to get married soon. And to me, you're my number one best friend out of everyone, so I just had to tell you.
I'm your number one best friend? What do you mean by that? Are you sure you're not joking with me now? What the heck is up with you texting me now anyway after so long?
I'm not at all joking with you. I just wanted to let you know that me, one of your best friends, is going to be getting married soon. I'm going to be marrying a wonderful man, and you should be jealous of that, right? That's why I want to have all my friends come and celebrate my big day, and I'll be giving you all the chance to do that with an amazing wedding.
Is that right? Well, that's great to hear, I guess. What else would you like me to say to you besides congratulations?
I'm sure you'd love to make up a welcome board for my wedding that we can place outside the venue, right?
What?
I'll let you make that up for me, however you'd like to, as long as it's really special. I know that you've always loved working on crafts and things like that, so I'll let you take the responsibility for that. Back when we were in high school, you did all sorts of paintings and things like that, right?
Wait, when you're talking about high school, that was over 10 years ago, Tracy. Asking me to get back into doing arts and crafts now would be difficult for me.
I'm not sure how something like painting a simple board could become so difficult for you. But this is a request from one of your best friends, so you're not going to say no to me, right? I want you to do your very best with that welcome board and make it look spectacular.
Can you hold on for 1 minute, please? What is all of this about? What the heck are you going on about, Tracy? Why do you want me working on some welcome board for your wedding? Shouldn't you be asking the reception hall to prepare that for you instead of me? They'll know a whole lot more about that sort of thing compared to me and will most likely have better tools for making it. Having me work on that board for you, well, it just won't come out as good as you think.
Even if it's difficult for you, I'd like you to work on it. Now, can you stop fooling around with me when I'm trying to plan things for my wedding?
Well, I'm also a little bit concerned about how you call me your number one best friend. Did you forget about what all you did to me a long time ago? Tracy, if you'd like for this whole conversation to be taken more seriously, can you calm down a bit and get real with me?
Let's just forget about what all happened back then. There's no point in us being held down by the past when there's nothing we can do to change it. If you continue to waste your time thinking about what happened years ago, you'll find yourself living with no reason.
I have no idea what you're going on about now, though. Even if you have a good point, I don't want to be hearing that sort of advice from you. I can understand why you'd like for the two of us to just forget about what you did back then, but...
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing you at the wedding.
I'm not going, Tracy.
Do you want to go out for drinks or something as well before my big day? It's been so long since we last talked to one another in person after all.
I'm not going out to any place with you, Tracy. How many times are you going to make me say that before you understand? I'm not even sure what your plan is with talking to me after such a large amount of time has gone by. So please, just stop trying to ask me to come to your wedding and make whatever welcoming board you're asking for. Now, goodbye.
Dawn, are you really trying to get on my bad side?
Huh? What is up with you this time?
There's no way you'd actually be okay with making one of your best friends this upset on her wedding day.
Huh? So today's the day of your wedding then? I don't really care, but what do you think you'll be achieving by coming at me all upset like that?
I'm pissed off with you because you never even told me that you'd not be coming to my wedding. I'm no longer going to have the patience to forgive you after this. I'm cutting ties to you.
You are?
You making me this upset and being totally okay with it is enough for me. I even left you in charge of the welcome board for the wedding, yet you never showed up to give it to us to display.
What are you talking about? I don't even know anything about your wedding, like the time it's supposed to start, and even if I did, I wouldn't be making that board for you.
So you're telling me that from the start you'd been planning on canceling on me without ever telling me that? I cannot believe you'd be doing this to your best friend.
Oh my god. You seriously have zero clue what you're talking about right now, and it's making me laugh my butt off.
I'm talking about how you never told me that you wouldn't come to my wedding, but it's too late now since my wedding day is today. So I'm going to be cutting ties to you for good.
The fact that you're now this upset with me right now has me rolling on the ground.
What? You're being a total jerk laughing at me being this upset with you. I'm seriously pissed off with you right now, Dawn. I had entrusted you with one of the most important things at my wedding, and yet you canceled on me right before the wedding? Even if you're supposed to be my most best friend, I don't care. I'm going to be leaving you forever and will never forgive you ever again.
I'm sure this won't get to you, but from the start, I'd said I wasn't coming.
Huh?
Can you tell me again why you're getting so upset with me for no reason? Actually, I never even got a formal invitation from you to the wedding, so there's that. Where did you end up sending that invitation, if you actually did send it in the first place? I'm sorry, but that invitation never got to me, so you must have sent it to the wrong address. But of course, you had the wrong address because you don't even know where I'm living now.
What are you going on about? That's a load of crap. How did you never receive a physical invitation from me?
I'm just telling you the truth, Tracy. Did you actually try to invite me to your wedding after all that happened between us?
Of course I did. And why the hell would you say no to coming to my wedding?
That right there is a bit of a surprise to me and rather troubling. The fact that you wanted to actually invite me to your wedding of all things?
Huh? What the hell do you mean?
Way back when, in high school, you stole my boyfriend from me and continued to pick on me for the rest of our time at that school. And ever since we graduated from there 10 years ago, I had made sure to cut all ties with you so that I'd never have to see or hear from you again. That's why right now, hearing you tell me that you want to cut ties with me after not coming to your wedding today makes me laugh.
Huh? What do you mean you cut ties to me back then? Are we not really good friends with one another?
Oh, come on now, Tracy. You're actually going to make me pee myself laughing by calling us best friends.
So you really are stuck in the past that badly that you can't see me as your friend. Stop worrying so much about what happened back then, you emotional loser. I was able to forget about all of that only a few days after it happened. And as for your ex-boyfriend, him and I are no longer together, so you don't have to worry about him anymore. So why the hell are you still so upset with me?
I never said that I was upset with you still because of that event. That all has nothing really to do with me now, so I don't invest my time in thinking about it. And I think it's the right thing to do, not carrying those horrible memories around with me all the time. But what I do think about from time to time is how you ended up breaking things off with my ex after the two of you had gotten engaged. Things like that tend to spread around between friends, so eventually I have to hear about you. But what's wild is that after you had stolen my boyfriend from me way back then, you didn't want to make yourself look bad in front of everyone, so you started making lies about me being abusive towards him, and that you were only saving him from me. Rumors like that still float around to this day, and I have to hear them over and over whenever I run into someone from high school. Always things about you and I.
I never meant to make you look back then.
Well, it's fine, Tracy. All that stuff is in the past now, right? I really don't care about any of that stuff anymore. And I'm not going to dig any deeper into the rumors that spread looking for things about you that I can take advantage of. It's all been water under the bridge, and that's why I've never come looking for you to talk about anything.
But who cares about all that? What I'm upset about right now is how you canceled on my wedding on the day off.
And I told you that I didn't get an invitation. I had cut ties with you a long time ago, or at least I thought I did, and that's why I never chose to tell you my new address after I moved. So that invitation was never going to make it to me, right?
So you're telling me that I sent the invitation to your old house?
That's what it looks like to me. I bet it's sitting in the mailbox of that place right now, still unopened. And I think that because you only know my old address and nothing about where I currently live, it might even end up being sent back to you soon if the new owner of that house decides to give it back to the mailman. But let me be very honest here. Even if that invitation had gotten to me like you planned, I would have said no to coming because I don't have the want to be around you.
What? What do you mean?
You know what I mean, Tracy. I told you that I cut ties with you before. So no matter how hard you try to get me to come, I'm not going to. I'm sure you've noticed by now that a lot of your so-called other friends haven't shown up, right? After what you did to me in high school, you lost a lot of your friends because they were on my side and thinking that you were totally bonkers. So tell me, who from back then actually wants to celebrate you getting married now?
Hold on, Dawn. You actually think that? Are you and I not best friends?
How many freaking times do I have to tell you that we are not best friends? We're not even friends, Tracy. Hell, we're not even acquaintances. Ever since that day you chose to steal my boyfriend from me, you had used that as a reason to pick on me and spread rumors about how I was the one that was in the wrong. All of that really drove the message into me that you are anything but a friend to me. I know from word around town that you love to go around and have fun with all kinds of men after becoming an adult, but you still like to call that event your biggest accomplishment, right? All of those are reasons for why I do not want to be around a person like you anymore.
Well, I didn't know that I hurt you so much back then. Even after taking your boyfriend from you, I thought that you and I were still very good friends. Best friends. That's why I told you about how I was getting married and asked you to be one in charge of making the welcome board for my wedding.
Asking me to make that stupid board for you was like a massive joke to me because of how ridiculous you were being. That's why I took all you said to me as a joke and didn't bother to care.
Why would I tell you a thing and ask of you as a joke?
Oh? So then all of that wasn't just a joke, but you actually thinking that I would be coming to your wedding and wasting my time on something as stupid as that board? Which is scary because after all you'd done to me, you really thought it was okay to invite me? I never thought anyone that could steal their friend's boyfriend in the past and then make said friend look like the jerk would have the nerve in asking them to come to their wedding 10 years later. That's why I wasn't taking anything you said to me seriously. You really did a great job, Tracy. The nerves you have are incredible. Now, you have a great time at your wedding today. Although I don't expect many of your so-called friends to show up to it.
What the hell is wrong with you, Dawn? So you really don't plan on coming here today? This is the day of my wedding, Dawn.
I said that I'm not coming.
But canceling on me the day of my wedding is horrible of you.
So after talking with me for the past 30 minutes or so, you haven't been reading a single thing I've sent you? I never got a formal invitation from you in the mail, so I had no reason to come to your wedding today. So you can't call me a horrible person for canceling on you today when you never even gave me an invitation in the first place.
But to me, you've canceled on me. I really believed that you'd be coming today and made sure to get you a seat ready in the front row.
Why, though?
You're asking me why? Because you should have been coming to my wedding today.
Did you ever get anything about me RSVPing to your wedding at all? No, you didn't. And that's because I never got anything from you in the mail saying that I was invited. Why would you think that I was coming to your wedding when I didn't RSVP for it?
I wasn't thinking that much into you not responding because I just assumed you'd be coming either way.
Well, when it comes to things like weddings, people are usually coming only if they reply that they will to the invitation and RSVP. But if you don't get a reply from them or they say no, that means they are not coming. Right? That's how things like this have always worked, Tracy.
What? So that's what things like not replying into the invite normally mean? Even if they're my friend?
For crying out loud, Tracy. Then tell me what you thought was supposed to happen. How did you know whether people were going to be coming to your wedding or not and prepare seats for those that would be?
I just assumed that people I sent invitations out to would be coming for sure to my wedding. I never thought that people would want to say no to the invitation.
Geez, how self-centered of a jerk are you? At this point, I'm surprised you even found a man willing to marry you. You actually think that because it's your wedding that everyone you invite would just give up their plans and anything else they have going on in life to come? There's no way that's the case. If you didn't get a response from the people you invited, that means they are saying no to coming. No response equals them not coming.
Well, I didn't know anything about that. Nobody ever even told me something like that.
Nobody would, because that's something that everyone knows the moment they're born, practically. Another thing I highly doubt is that you even knew everyone's current address. So it's a mystery as to how many of those invitations actually made it to the people you planned on inviting.
I thought that me getting married and having this wedding would have made it the biggest event for everyone. I wanted everyone to come and see how happy I've become and that I got married before all of them.
Jesus frickin' Christ. You thought that your wedding would be the biggest event for everyone? You think that your marriage means something to everyone?
But even if it's not that big of a deal, I'm still getting married before you, so... That's at least proof to everyone that I'm still more important than you and that they should all come and see me happy.
I'm already married though, Tracy.
Huh?
I just never bothered to tell you about how I got married to my husband last year.
You have to be lying, right? I never knew about you getting married. You never even uploaded anything about you getting married to any of your social media accounts.
You're right. I didn't make any posts about getting married, but so what? I'm normally never posting anything and leave most of that stuff to my husband to do. And you're not even my friend, so I think I blocked you on everything after high school.
What are you talking about?
Let me just put it this way. My husband does most of the posting due to his job, and you are blocked from seeing anything of mine, so you wouldn't have known.
What job does he have?
Well, he's pretty well known all over the world, so he's pretty picky about what gets shared. But I don't care about any of that because he's given me a wonderful life with our marriage. He's been so considerate and wonderful that I've never had to worry about what happened between us back in high school.
Then why are you acting like this? Why can't you just come to my wedding right now for me? I'm supposed to be your best friend and you should be celebrating my happiness.
You're supposed to be my best friend. I don't think of you as anyone but a stranger, so there's no way I'm coming to your wedding. I told you again and again that I didn't get any invitations from you in the mail, so I wouldn't be coming in the first place. And even now, I don't want to come. But you still keep going on and on, thinking that I'm your friend and that I'm going to come. It's freaking annoying. I've had enough of you now, so can you just shut up and stay quiet?
I'm sorry, Dawn. I want to apologize to you for everything, so could you please find it in your heart somewhere to make it to my wedding? If you don't come to my wedding soon, then my wedding's going to be a complete mess, so please, come here.
No frickin' thank you.
Why though?
I have things of my own that I'm busy with. I already cut ties with you a long frickin' time ago, and I don't have the time to come out and see someone that I don't care to know about. Now, have fun at your crappy wedding. It'd be great if any of those friends you invited actually show up today. But that's if you even have any friends left to call your friends. After that, none of those so-called friends that Tracy thought she had ended up showing to her wedding, and that started to make her husband question things about her, and he called the wedding off. Tracy had originally planned to use her wedding as another way to pick on Dawn and make herself feel as though she was on top. But after everything that Dawn brought up turned out to be true, there was nobody around for Tracy to show off to. After Tracy had tried so hard to make this another chance for her to make Dawn feel bad, it turned out that this whole wedding was making Tracy feel terrible. Tracy tried in one last move to save her wedding to call those she invited, but soon learned that most of them had either blocked her or hated her enough to pick up the phone and tear into her. It seems that most of these people had moved out of town as well, so all those invitations Tracy relied so much on never even made it to her supposed guests. Soon after, Tracy's husband, although newlywed, found out about this part of Tracy's past and immediately took a 180 and asked for a divorce. Had Tracy just thought about things a bit more, she might have been able to avoid all this by only inviting those that actually see her as their friends still, if those people are even out there anymore. Janice, can you arrange all of these materials instead of me today?
Brittany, where are you right now? You should be at your desk doing your own work right now.
Huh? Who do you think you are, talking to me in that sort of tone? Right now, I'm outside the office meeting with some people, so I am asking you, who seems to be doing nothing else right now, to get that work done for me.
I don't have time to handle all of your work, though. I have a lot of tasks that I need to complete myself, as well as a lot of things that I need to memorize by the end of the day. I only just came back to the HQ after spending 15 years working at one of the regional offices.
Do not talk back to me. I could have you sent back to that regional office with the snap of my fingers if that's what you want to happen.
There's no way someone like you would be able to do that to me.
Well then, that must mean you don't know a thing about me.
And the only thing I know about you is that you have a lot of accomplishments when it comes to this department.
That's right. I'm the ace of this department after all. And that's not all. My father happens to be the department manager of this department. So what do you think? Do you finally understand who I am? I could have trash like you thrown into the garbage out back with a single word to my father.
I can see that. But I only just came back to headquarters and I was really looking forward to enjoying my time here. So could you please not threaten me by sending me back out to that regional office?
Then you listen to what I say and do it. A 16-year-old regional office worker like yourself is going to be my slave. And that's about the only use one could get out of an old hag like you. After one completes their training, they become a full-time employee here, right? That means I have to start working on getting you trained up before you can be let off the leash and allowed to roam this office building. Anyhow, before I get back inside, you'd better have those documents arranged for me, as well as have my desk completely cleaned. If perhaps you are not finished with all of that by the time I get back inside, then tomorrow you'll no longer have a position within the headquarters of this company.
Understood. I'll do what I can for you to the best of my abilities. When exactly will you be coming back inside?
We'll see. This business discussion I'm having with some of the other employees might be a long one, so I'm not sure yet.
It must be really difficult for you always to be taking so many trips outside the office, right?
Well, considering I'm the ace of the department, I have no choice. How were things for you today? Being back at the company HQ after so many years, have you gotten used to everything here again?
Hello, Fran. Thank you for asking. I think it will still take me more time to get used to how everything runs here now after 15 years have gone by.
Oh, is that right? Well, if there's ever anything you're worried about or have some difficulties with, please let me know and I'll try to help you out. Having you back at the company HQ has really helped me relax a bit.
Thank you so much for letting me know that. Sorry if me asking you anything would seem selfish of me. I promise to do my best to tackle all of my problems before I have to ask you for help.
You don't have to be so diligent with your work right now here. You've done a lot for my company in the past, and that was all enough for me to appreciate you. So please feel free to take things easy from now on and let me know when you need my help. Also, this doesn't just include you either.
Yes, I understand that.
How did your son end up faring out there?
Thank you for asking. Because of the much more quiet and clean countryside, he was able to get a feel a lot better and grow up nice and strong.
I knew there had to be something off about the city air that was causing him so much trouble.
That's right. The fact that I was having to take him to the hospital every other week due to him getting sick was really difficult on us all. But him being so much better now is still a little bit unbelievable for me.
Living in the countryside is a far better place for a child's health than here in the big city. I'm very happy we were able to make that all work out for you.
Thank you. Luckily, we were able to get me transferred out to that regional office in time.
When you first asked me about wanting to do that, I was shocked. But your reasoning for it was something that I could never say no to.
And you helping me through all of that was the biggest help I've ever received before. Because of what you did for me, my once really sick boy who could never stay in school due to always being in the hospital is really close to graduating high school now.
Is that right? He's already at that age then.
And what do you think my son told me when I asked him what he'd like to do after he graduates from college?
Hey, come on now. He's a much younger man than me, so I could never guess what a boy his age would want to be doing after college. I just hope that whatever his answer was, he's aiming for what he wants to do and not what others have told him to do. That is why I work so hard for the sake of all children, so that they can live in a world where they can make their own choices and not be limited by everything around them.
That's a good point. I hope that I'm doing the same thing for my son as well. If things were to stay the same way they are now, that wouldn't be good, right?
What do you mean by that?
Well, considering where I'm at right now, in this department, there's something I'm a little bit worried about. So if you wouldn't mind, actually, I'd like to tell you about it right now.
Janice, are you available right now?
I'm sorry, I have a lot on my plate right now, so can we do this all later today?
No way. You cannot be putting me on the back burner for anything else right now. I should be more important than anything else in your life, and that includes your own work.
Excuse me?
Today, I had plans to go out and have a business meeting.
Yes, I'm aware of that.
Do you think you could go to that meeting for me?
What? If you're wanting me to go do that for you, then why are you already out of the office right now? I thought you left your desk to go out and be at that meeting.
A little bit of minor business popped up that I need to deal with.
No way. What do you think you're doing skipping out on a very important business meeting that you're supposed to be at today?
Shut your mouth right now. That company isn't that big of a deal to me anyway, so what does it matter if I'm there for the meeting? Also, I thought that something like a business meeting would be some good experience for you, so I'm letting you handle it now. Who do you think you are preaching to me like that? You thank me right now for what I'm doing.
But what you're doing is very rude to those customers.
Listen, Janice, do you still not understand just how scary of a person I really am? You have no right, you being a slave to me, to be telling me your opinions on the matter. Do as I've said. If you do not, I'll have you transferred back to that regional office you were at before, or better yet, I'll have you fired.
I don't care who you think you are. What you're saying is tyrannical.
Anybody I do not like, I have fired. That's one of this company's rules now. Now, you stop acting like a jerk and remember that rule very well.
Now you're just starting to speak a load of nonsense.
Did you know that my father is on his way to becoming the top of this company? Now that you're aware of that, you'd better shut your mouth and get your crap together. So stop talking to me like you matter at all and do as I've said by going to that meeting. That is the only choice you have now. All of those people at the meeting are nothing more than my puppets anyway, so you go there as my slave and learn from the rest of them how... Starting today, your training period is all finished with and you are now being transferred to the sales department, right?
Yes, that's right. From here on out, I'm going to be putting in even more effort in order to make sure I don't let anyone down.
What a heart you have. Then would you please go and grab me my tea? I am your manager after all.
Wait, you're not my manager, or anyone's for that matter.
I am the department manager's daughter, which makes me like a manager myself. I shouldn't even have to say something like this for you to be able to understand that.
Understood.
Make sure to put some milk in it for me. And I want whole milk, none of that skim milk crap. I'm going to make sure everyone else knows that they can use you as their servant. I'll allow it.
Then let me grab you your tea and bring it to you.
Hold it right there, actually. I'm going to get everyone else's orders right now for you.
Wait, but it doesn't seem like anyone else needs a tea right now. Look, nobody is even standing up to ask for one.
Are none of you going to listen to what I'm saying?
You go and ask them all right now what kind of tea they want.
Stop that right now. I can see everyone is getting upset right now with how much you're yelling at all of them.
Shut your gosh dang mouth right now. If you all don't listen to what I'm saying right now, I am going to make things worse for everyone in this department.
Unless things will only be made worse for yourself if you try anything.
Huh? What the heck was that? Are you screwed in the head or something now?
Not at all. I'm just being realistic. I can see by the way you're still acting that you have no idea how to control what kind of terrible words come out of your mouth.
Terrible words? What the...
I'll have you know that after I finished up with my training, I was placed in this department working with you.
I already know about that.
And now my official post in this department, or rather in this company, is the general manager.
The general manager? When you say general manager, you mean the man that stands above all the other managers in the company?
That's right.
What kind of a lie is that? If you're trying to trick me, how about you start with a more concrete lie? The fact that you thought I'd believe you just then goes to show just how crazy one becomes with age.
I'm not sure everyone goes crazy with age, but what I've just told you is the truth, so you better start believing in it. Have a look at your emails right now and check. I'm sure that'll help you grasp what I'm saying.
Then I guess I'll take a look at my emails.
Please and thank you.
What? Is this serious?
Thank you so much for doing as you were told and looking at your emails. As your new general manager, I'm going to try and do everything I can to support you, so please reciprocate that kind of support with me.
You're higher up than my own father?
That seems to be the case now. And that means from now on you better start calling me Mrs. Janice, as that is a more fitting way to speak to your general manager.
No way.
Now, with me having become the general manager of the HQ, I think I'm going to have to start working on going through each department and seeing what things need to be improved. Starting with this one, the sales department. And from what I've seen so far, you, of all people, with your very rude behavior and horrible treatment of coworkers will need to be dealt with. Because of your actions thus far, I feel that the whole sales department is performing way below my standards, and that is not a good thing. So, as a way of showing you just how serious I am, I'm going to have you demoted so that the rest of this department can get back to work after having a fresh breath of air again.
Why are you going to demote me? I'm the ace of the sales department.
And I believe you being this so-called ace also needs to be looked into a bit more thoroughly.
Stop screwing around with me. You're only doing all of this to me because you hate me, right?
As a general manager, I will not let my own emotions get in the way of the decisions I make. This is for the sake of the whole entire sales department and this whole entire company.
I will not allow you to do this to me.
But this is what the general manager has decided to do. So for some simple worker like you to say that you won't allow it means that you are openly welcome to being fired from your job, right?
I think that you even becoming the general manager was a major mistake, and you should not be in that position at all.
But me being made the general manager was a choice our higher-ups made.
Then I'm going to have a word with all of them, and I'll have HR remove you from that position.
That's impossible. Not even your father would be able to do such a thing to me.
I know that. Listen to this. I happen to be on good terms with the CEO of this company, which means that whatever I say to him, he'll be more than happy to listen to. And that means he'll take you out of that position and put an ace like me in it.
Oh, is that so? Then please, by all means, give it your best shot.
You're going to regret ever trying to take me down today. For some reason, it really does seem that you're the general manager now.
Did you have a nice chat with the CEO? I'm glad to hear that. You really had me worked up there for a second.
But now that I've chatted with her, I know a few more things.
Oh, and what could that be?
As long as I continue to put in the work I have been, I'll become a general manager like you soon, right? Now I have a real reason to be working here.
That's right. This company takes into account all the work that their employees put in and judge them fairly based off that.
What a great company this is.
Yes, I agree with you there.
Sure, you may be feeling good about things right now, but just know that you are not in a very secure position.
Oh? And why do you think that?
Because I'm going to steal that position from you right away. I'm the ace of the sales department after all, and unlike you, I've been putting in all my effort at the HQ of this company. I might even become the next general manager by next year.
I don't see how me having worked at a regional office and you having worked here all this time makes a difference, though. Now, what I'd like to talk about is why you think you can still consider yourself the ace of the sales department.
Huh? Are you trying to piss me off now? Do you have any idea how amazing all of my accomplishments in this department have been?
I understand that there have been a lot of achievements obtained by this department.
Then what the heck are you talking about?
I'm talking about how it's unlikely that you're the one responsible for all the accomplishments in this department.
What do you mean by that?
To be open with you, as the general manager now, I've been having a look through the history of the sales department and everything it's done. And after a couple of hours, I've realized that you have been taking all of the work your coworkers have been doing in that department and taking credit for it all.
What the hell? I would never do something like that. Stop saying things like that about me right now.
No matter what you have to say about this, it's no use. I've been investigating things further and have been talking with a lot of the other employees in the sales department. And a lot of them got together and confessed to me all of the unacceptable things you've been doing here.
Those are all lies they're telling you. They're just trying to knock me down from the top because they don't like me being the ace.
That's not true at all. I have been talking with them through all of the events. You steal all of the easy work from them and give them all of the work you find to be too difficult for you or a pain in the butt to complete.
That's wrong. I have not been doing any of that.
You really think I'm going to trust what you're saying to me now? Even I fell victim to that when you would force me to manage all of those documents for you, as well as clean up your workspace, right? Are you going to tell me that I misunderstood all of that as well?
That was all. That was just me giving you experience doing different things.
Then what were all those threats about having me fired if I didn't complete everything for you on time? What a joke.
Sorry that I misspoke then, but I never was trying to force you to do all of those things.
I'm not going to trust whatever you say anymore. Another thing, in this company, employees are paid for the work they do. So when you take credit for all of those other people's work, you were also taking the money they were owed for it.
Is that right?
Yes. So you're going to have to pay the company back however much you owe those other coworkers of yours.
Why do I have to do something like that now?
Because that money is only meant for the people that actually put in the work to complete those projects, and is not meant for anyone else. Which means that later on, you'll be getting a few documents describing to you how much you owe the company back. Make sure you read all of those amounts carefully for me, please.
Do you seriously think that you can go ahead and do something like that to me?
Of course I do.
All you are is a simple general manager, and the only ones that are able to do anything like get money from one of the employees and investigate them is the HR department.
That's right.
And that's too bad for you because my father happens to be really good friends with everyone in that department. So when I go and have a word with him about what you're doing to me, he'll go and tell them to stop you and have all those documents thrown out.
Sure, I can see your father doing something like that.
My father will do anything for me to make sure that I move up in this company, which means that after this, he's going to have you kicked out of that position and then he can become the general manager and I can take his position.
Oh, so you're going to let your father become the general manager instead of you?
I will. Him getting that position is a lot more realistic and can happen much sooner. And then I'll make you regret all of this BS you've been trying to shove on me.
I'm very sorry, but that's never going to happen.
What? So you're not going to surrender right now to me? Well, keep on trying to fight us then. Just know that it will be for nothing.
No, I'm not talking about trying to fight you guys.
Then what are you talking about?
Now that I think about it, you often leave the office to go out to meetings and such, right?
Yes. I work for sales after all, so it's a part of my job, right?
I found that very odd of you, though. You would always be forcing others to do all your work for you, yet you still wanted to take the time to go out to those meetings?
What now? I happen to actually be working seriously over here. And that's why I'm seen as the ace of this department.
You've been working seriously? Then what's all of this about?
What is this picture?
This is a picture that someone I assume to be your friend posted on Instagram. A picture of them having a really fun time at an amusement park, right? And inside that picture, there is also you standing behind them. I took a look at when this was posted, and it just so happens they posted the picture during the middle of the day, on a work day. After looking a bit further into the time of day, I found that that's normally when you're out of the office at those so-called business meetings of yours, right?
That was taken on one of my days off, and she probably just posted the photo during the week when I was working.
I see, so that's what happened here. But how come there are plenty of other photos on her account of you going out with her during the week? Are all of those pictures she took during your days off and just decided to post while you should be at work?
What? That's right.
I see. You really have some unique friends then, don't you?
What the hell, man? I can have whatever friends I want.
Of course you can. But something about all of this seems to be a bit off is all.
What's this?
This is you with your father having a fun time walking through a resort town. Seeing a father and his daughter getting along so well is such a wonderful sight. But this time it also comes with a very massive problem. This was taken at the time you were supposed to be away on a business trip, and your father so happened to use paid time off to go on this trip with you.
No, this is...
I don't recall you having to go to this resort town for a business trip, Lexi. What is going on here?
Sometimes I'll go and meet with my father.
In a resort town? Tell me, why, when you were supposed to be away on a business trip nowhere close to a tropical resort town, were you able to meet your father there?
I don't know why.
All right, then. Well, thank goodness this time you didn't have a terrible excuse for it. What I know for sure now is that you lied about going on that business trip and used the company payroll to go on vacation with your father. And your father, being the department manager that he is, knew it was happening. Perhaps this was planned out by your father in the first place.
How do you have a picture like this?
Because you both have been under investigation for a very long time now. Always having to leave work for business meetings and business trips. But all of your achievements only came from stealing other people's work. Plenty of people started to realize things were off about you and your father, even before I came back here.
Crap.
Your father has already confessed to everything we've shown him. That is why now, both you and your father are being fired. That's why I was saying it would be impossible for either one of you to become the general manager.
No way. I'm being fired? Can't something else be done about this?
This is what you both get. Tomorrow, you will no longer have any position within this company, and the same thing goes for your father. The very next day, both Brittany and her father tried coming back to the office, pleading that they both wanted one more chance to show that they really did care about their jobs there. However, the lady at the front desk would not allow them in, and said that if they did not leave the front lobby soon, she would have security called on them and have them both walked out. Both of them would heed her warnings, though, and would leave the office building, never stepping foot inside the place ever again. After having been fired and told not to ever come near the company's HQ ever again, Brittany tried her best to find another job working somewhere else. However, not many companies in the city were willing to even give her an interview. The story of why she was fired, as well as what happened the day after being fired, had spread all over the city, and not a single company owner wanted to hire her. And the same situation can be assumed for her father as well, so they were both stuck being unemployed members of this society for a little bit. And not too long after that, their household finances went straight down the drain and has not recovered since. But things were only made worse when mail came to their door with the documents stating the amount of money Brittany had to owe the company after misusing both payrolls and having taken the money for other people's work. She was able to borrow some money in order to pay the company back, but that forced her into some seriously muddy water, now having debt with a loan shark. Because of that, Brittany's father went out and found himself a part-time job working for a car wash to try and help her pay that loan shark off as soon as possible, while also paying the bills. However, Brittany complained to her mother and father about how she could never sink so low as to work part-time, and that led to her parents kicking her out of the house. I heard that she sat out front of their house for some time crying and screaming that they were the worst, and that they should not be able to abandon their own daughter like that. However, neither one of her parents listened to her screams, and nobody else in the neighborhood wanted to hear it, leading to them all calling the police on her. This then led to her running off with whatever thing she could take. And by the time the police showed up to see what was going on, Brittany was long gone. And guess what happened to her soon after that? She started to work in the city's red light district, doing things that women like me care not to explain. She was also able to find herself an apartment out there, although it was said to be very run down and out of shape for most people to actually want to live in. However, for her, it was her only option besides becoming homeless and never having a chance at doing the kind of work she was in then. But only a month after hearing about all of that, I heard she was fired from working there, as her rotten character was something no man wanted a part of, not even those that liked to be dominated. After that, she started looking for work anywhere she could find it, but a terrible cycle of being hired and then fired started for her. And in the end, she had to go to the one place she never wanted to, and that's working part-time at a car wash with her father, who no longer wants any part of her. But the both of them, being in some pretty steep debt, knew it would be easier to pay off if they all worked together. And so, just like that, Brittany's father let her back into their home under one condition, and that was that she worked at least 80 hours a week. Right now, that family is having to fight to stay alive by taking on more and more part-time work. And that's all that left me feeling a little bit bad for the wife of such a hopeless family. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe.